Everyone. My name is Raghavendra Agrawal. Today we'll discuss on the 5G network function called Network Repository Function (NRF). Let's begin. Let's first understand the concept of NRF and its offered services. Why we need NRF in the network? So if we talk about network topology without NRF, right? So for example, in 5G we have AMF, SMF, UPF, PCF, CHF, right? So these are the different network functions which are producing the different services, right? So for example, if AMF want to talk to SMF, right? Without an RF, then AMF has to do the static entries into their databases, right? Saying that if AMF want to talk to SMF, then that configuration need to be done into the AMF locally. Similarly, if any new SMF comes in picture, then again AMF has to do and configure the new SMF configuration into the local database of AMF, right? So it's very complicated configuration and manual provisioning that every time if there is a change in topology, you have to go and manually fine tune that because you have to maintain that updated topology into the local database every time, right? But with NRF, it becomes simplified because NRF is a central database, central function, which is maintaining the network topology dynamically. Dynamically means AMF doesn't need to take care that whether the SMF is down or not, whether how many SMF are available in the network. What and if any new SMF comes in the network, then again go and do the static configuration. No need for the AMF to do and maintain all that configuration into the local database because NRF is the central management function which is managing the network topology, the available nodes dynamically into the network, right? So whenever the new network function comes into the network, it registers itself into the NRF so that the NRF is aware saying that these are the new network function is now available into the network. Similarly, if that if that particular network function is going down or having some planned activity, right, or due to some maintenance, right, so that network function advertise its information to the NRF saying that please deregister myself, right? So NRF will dynamically deregister itself into the NRF database. So no need for AMF to manually do all that things, right? Because NRF is maintaining that profile of the network functions centrally. So if we see the function, it reduces the provisioning efforts. There is no need for every time do the manual configuration on all the network functions, right? Because it is being centrally managed by NRF. It maintains the NRF network function profiles. So NRF maintains the network function profiles. Network function profile means, for example, if there is new SMF into the network, then SMF will send the network function profile to the NRF. Network function profile will have multiple information. For example, the network function instance ID, network function name, then the DNN it supports, the PLMN it supports, the SUPI range it supports. So all that information will be the part of network function, a part of network function profile that will be sent to the NRF when that network function get live into the network, right? So it is called a registration process. So network function will register itself into the NRF while sending with the NF profile. It allows the network function to subscribe and get notification. Means, for example, if any new network function comes into the network, for example, if any new CHF made live into the network and PCF want that whenever the new CHF is live, please send the notification. So what PCF will do? PCF will send the subscription request to the NRF saying that whenever the new CHF is live in the network, please notify me. So NRF will send the notification. So as soon as the NRF will aware that there is new CHF instance is live in the network, it sent the notification to the PCF saying that new CHF is live. So it is called subscription and notification. It also supports the network discovery. So for example, if any consumer want to discover that what are the different producer available for that particular service, right? So the NRF supports the network discovery function also. So there are two main services being offered by NRF. One is network function management. Network function management service is responsible for network function registration, update, deregistration, subscription, and notification. Right? This is the service called network function management, NFM. Right? There is another service called network function discovery, which is also being exposed by NRF, is mainly responsible for discovery of the producer, right? So based on the request from the consumer, using the network function discovery service, the NRF will discover what are the available producer for that particular service and send the network function profile to the consumer. So these are the two main services being exposed by NRF: network function management, network function discovery. If we little bit see more in detail what are the different functions supported, it allows the network function to register, update, deregister its profile in the NRF. What does it mean? For example, if any producer, we can take the example of, let's say, SMF is live into the network, is being configured and is want to cater the traffic, right? It's being configured and trying to start getting the traffic, right? So what it will do, it will advertise, it will send the request to the NRF, and the service which will be used by the SMF will be an NRF NFM service, network function management service, and it will send the network function profile, the SMF or PCF, whosoever is new live component will send its network function profile to NRF and use the NFM service, right? This is called network function registration into the NRF. So while using this particular service, the NRF will register that particular profile in its database and the status will be registered. The producer can also send the update notification. Update notification means, for example, if any change in network function profile, let's say change in load, change in capacity, change in DNN, right, change in SUPI range, right? So these updates will, network function profile updates will be sent from the producer to the NRF, so that NRF updates its database based on that. It also informed deregistration. Deregistration means, for example, if that due to some planned activity that SMF is, that particular producer, maybe SMF or PCF is going down, right? So it will deregister itself into the NRF database, so that NRF is aware that this particular producer is going down into the network, so that there is no traffic on that particular network function going forward, right? So this service is called NRF NFM service. Apart from register, update and deregister, it also supports subscription and notification service. Subscription and notification means, for example, as we discussed that, let's say there is a new CHF comes into the network and PCF subscribe with the NRF saying that if you come to know that there is a new CHF in the network, please notify me, right? So this is the part of subscription and notification. It also may get subscribed that if any change in profile, so registration, deregistration or update in profile, change in network function profiles, it can subscribe that if any change in change in network function profile, registration or deregistration happened for the CHF, please notify me. So PCF can subscribe with NRF. So this is called subscription and notification service. Another function for main function of NRF is service discovery. So for example, if PCF want to discover the CHF into the network, right, to for, let's say, spending limit control for that particular message, that the PCF want to know that what is the available CHF, right? So it can query to the NRF and get the CHF profile available into the network, right? So it will use an NRF discovery service. So discovery service will be responsible for network discovery. There is also the configuration into the all the network function, that if, for example, your NRF is not reachable, If your NRF is not working, if your NRF is down, then you can do the local configuration into the network function, saying that if primary NRF is down, send the request to another NRF. So to maintain the resiliency in the network, we can do that configuration into the local database. Thank you so much.